Well, we'll be back from the break exactly 1 minute past 9. This is Smart Means a Business. I'm Andrew Bariji, your host. And like I told you, my guest is already here as we are looking into the impact of fintech on developing economies. Of course, Uganda is that typical of that. Like I told you, that a sector that has been a beacon of hope for many aspiring entrepreneurs. And the World Bank clearly reports that over 60% of Ugandans are unbanked, and because of this, they are vulnerable and cut off from essential financial services. Now, however, fintech is bridging this gap, and its impact is definitely profound, as we are going to see this. Now, the fintech landscape here is thriving in Uganda. Innovations like mobile wallets and reached a staggering $55 billion in 2023. Now, reflecting 30% year-on-year growth is showing that women who use mobile money are 30% more likely to save compared to their non-user counterparts. However, the challenges still remain significant. Cybersecurity threats are definitely escalating as more people adapt the digital financial services. In 2022 alone, Uganda reported a 25% increase, that is in cyber crime incidents, raising concerns about data protection. Hence, fintech companies must prioritize robust security frameworks and consumer education to ensure that users can actually navigate these digital spaces quite freely. Now, I have my guest this morning. He is the Chief Marketing Officer, that is of Tasker Technologies, and we are seeing how the youth participation into this sector is actually growing largely. I'm very pleasured to have you, Muhumuza, on my show this morning. Good morning, and how are you today?
Thank you, Andrew. Good morning.
It was a conference organized by the Financial Services. I've forgotten the other, but I think it's a group of people, an agency with people that provide fintech services. And part of the key discussions that was being put across was in line with that the biggest focus of fintech companies is largely on compliance, but not the actual product that is being served on the market. How has that affected you? Do you experience that?
I've played both roles. I started as a software developer.
Yes.
Here I'm trading software.
You're trading software.
Yes, heading
Okay.
Technologies as director of sales.
Okay.
And Tricks Technologies being hinged on fintech. So it really gives me a basement on commenting on financial technology.
Okay.
More so in developing countries. And relating to that topic that you've put across, that fintech companies are largely focusing on compliance rather than
most of their resources are largely spent on compliance issues, but not the product.
I will note that you're trying to make sure that it fits within the compliance regulatory.
Yes.
However, yes, it is also that technology is advancing. So I would accept that. And I think there is need to, in our compliance body or bodies in developing countries, they need to work as fast as possible, because technology is advancing at a high speed.
Yes.
That at times you may not fault them, that it is on a rocket in financial technology. So I think it is not an issue of fintech companies focusing on compliance rather than to products, but it is an issue for these bodies that are these fintech companies.
Okay, this is interesting. Now, of course, as a young man into this space, how, since you've started your operations, do you feel like your efforts are worthy in terms of, do you feel like the service you're giving to the people out there is impacting their day-to-day living?
Oh, interesting. One, yes. When you look at the framework of financial services in developing countries,
Yes.
you have to agree with me that in our day community, but with the introduction of fintech, we are seeing a gap that is being fixed, and that now people in remote areas are able to access formal financial services,
yes.
through mobile banking, e-wallets, so transactions in schools. We use with our product called Backpocket, and it is helping students. Fintech is really doing great work in bridging the what our traditional banks had not envisioned.
Yes.
Or they had envisioned, but because of certain complexities, they may not be able to fill it up.
To fill it up.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, very interesting. And this is something of which has also caused a huge threat, because we all know about how this whole move is actually a threat to the traditional banks, which you've actually just mentioned. How, as somebody running a fintech company, don't you look at that as a potential future threat that might cause some sort of conflict within the financial sector? Doesn't that scare you when you think of it?
What I'm sure of is that the world is not going back.
Yes, true.
Fintech is here to stay, and it is here to take us miles and miles. The fact that when you look at the framework of developing small scale businesses,
yes.
SMEs, and fintech is one of the hinge in small scale businesses.
Yes.
That is supporting them. The fact that economies here in developing countries are running on SMEs, and fintech is a potential how do I call it? But then it is a potential in the day-to-day running of activities in those businesses.
Okay.
Therefore, it is incumbent of banks, traditional banks, using e-wallets, USSD code. I feel like we are just scratching on the surface a lot. There is nothing actually we've done. We've just started.
Wow, I mean, that is interesting. Now, this brings me to something. If you're just starting up the surface, let's talk about the aspect of collaboration, because it was also being emphasized. Okay, it was in line with public-private sector. But then I want to see it in line with being a collaboration amongst the industry players. How do you intend to embark on collaboration to smoothly provide services to the public?
For the common good, we may not be having the same potential.
Yes.
But for the common good, there is need to find common grounds, and we come together as long as the final conscious and the average on it to provide the best services to the final consumer.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, in terms of gender equality, we know women are much.
One is that I think fintech, its core vision was to work on inclusion.
Yes.
Whereby each and everyone, young, persons with disabilities, everyone at their own capacity, they can be able to access financial services, formal financial services, and that's what fintech has brought. You can agree with me. Look at mobile money. Look at some of the e-wallets on the market. So it's no longer a question of having inferior.
Very, very, very interesting. Yes, we're technologies. This is Mohomuza. Gilbert is actually a developer, programmer. Now, we know benchmarking is something very important. Now, as young participants into this industry, have you thought of something like Uganda? You observe how Kenyans do it, and you try to implement here for a better service delivery.
We have to keep on looking out for people who have been in this industry, and they come and pass NDAs and make partnerships here and there so that we can share our worries with those who are already in the industry. South Africa is doing better. Ethiopia is doing better. So we've had fintech companies from those countries we discuss with them, then we come up with a solution that is sustainable and safe for everyone. When we came up with Back Pocket, that solution I told you that supports transactions in schools,
Yes.
it wasn't a smooth road. We started with deploying it. We started testing it in 2020.
Yeah.
Things weren't working out. Again, 2022. And through this series of testing, we're engaging several fintech companies until we came up with a best solution that is safe in 2023, and that's when we enrolled it out. So I must say that it was at a large extent of importance, and that's why we are able now to survive on the market.
Okay. Very okay. That's some good. Now, for the you have been into this space for I think about 2 years. You know, what is it like for a Ugandan youth who is thinking out there to participate into that space? What is it like to get to where you are for them? What is the process like? How is the you know, because I understand the challenges, the bureaucracy that comes along with that. And I remember some time back I was having a discussion with somebody in this space, and he...
I may say that, one, I'll push myself to believe that it all resonates around the attitude, and over everywhere you're regulated, you have the positive attitude. Deciding that I'm going to do this. I don't want to fault more. Then it won't show somewhere to press ourselves, and we survive. But then how I wish that the government earlier realizes that this is the future, and then and a favorable framework, as you can see everywhere. It's not
exactly.
No one has that time. So the earlier the government realizes that there is need to put in place a conducive.
The public normally has about fintech innovations locally developed, and they keep on questioning. They keep on questioning their viability to the society. Haven't you? I know you've experienced that, and I know that has impacted.
I think from the setup of our country, every market today. Let me say that I'm saying that I made this shirt, and someone says that I brought in this shirt. The perception that we have as Ugandans,
as a Ugandan, yes,
we do not believe in what we do.
Absolutely, we don't.
Perception of what people have. Though at times you may not fault them, just like I told you that the compliance regulatory body has to keep up the pace with the technology the way it is evolving. I'm not going to fault them because of certain experiences they've had with certain wallets that have come on board. Very many people took advantage of the fact that people did. Then they took advantage to This is something that every fintech company that is regulated to do this kind of work that has to fight.
Okay.
There is more on civic education, and when you add these past experiences, it really becomes a challenge. And it's currently what is on the market, and I think it is something that is facing
very amazing. Of course, at this point, shed more light on it. Of course, we know that with the rise of this, with the rise of fintech, cybercrime is definitely. We've seen reports of cybercrime increasing, of course, with the digitization aspect. That is definitely expected. Well, exactly 22 minutes past, we're breaking down the aspect of the impact of financial technology.
Smart 24, driving business.
Are you a woman entrepreneur or a woman owning a business and looking for affordable financing to scale up your business? Look no further than the Grow Loan. Grow Loan targets female entrepreneurs nationwide. Key features include a minimum loan amount of $4 million and a maximum payment period not exceeding 24 months. All Grow special incentives are available for borrowers that are refugees or from the refugee host communities, people living with disabilities, and women entrepreneurs from the underserved or minority groups. To apply, contact any of the 6 participating financial institutions. Contact us for more information or visit our website at www.grow.go.ug. The Private Sector Foundation, Uganda. Grow, generating growth opportunities and productivity for women enterprises.
Networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say. Daily voice bundles. Dial *100 stand for more offers from MTN.
Get all the football on DStv Cutback for only 110,000 shillings per month.
Is my joy.
Talaba kumabala atukuza n'onyirirawo kirako enyange tayisa bubi faburiki kyonna kyekiri kiggwa lwa Blue Magic is my choice. Ono Blue Magic ye wange and the Blue Magic is my choice. Hey, ono Blue Magic ye wange.
Means Business. Andrew Barige, host this morning, the Chief Marketing Officer. About cybercrime, the rise in cybercrime, especially the users of the product. Let's also look into the aspect of the cybercrime and also the one we have just tackled on. But let's first.
Just like that is affecting the tech industry, some of I own to an individual devices.
Yes.
As to secure your information, teaching, bigger threat. However, individuals with a digital how
You as people into that space, because part of the aspects, it has happened to me before, many times. It is stuck somewhere.
with our solution of back pocket that we are using currently, there is a freeze or a network our clients.
Yes.
Currently, we are supporting our clients with when that incident happens, we advise call immediately, and before all that, their end user is protected. So in any way, there is no way that a client should lose their money, and that's why we sign those documents and so on before those transactions happen in those schools.
Okay. Then let's talk about data protection on the side of the users, because use it to use our data for that person to gain. How safe? How am I safe? How am I not sure?
Thank you so much.
Your consent?
A permission is, that is in charge of your information. That governing body should be in position to hold that institution accountable to that. And I think it comes back to our setting. On these things, already you know that anytime my information may be used, but then you have as a users, we do not know that it's not supposed to. So this information is not I think most of resources they can grow trust, because growing trust is starts with
how do people really respond when such
there is still a gap in information flow.
But the people with the information are the ones that are not available.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's limited information out there in public. It may be there, but then there is people have not actually giving out to info.
This show without talking about issue intelligence. How is the sector?
It's something that has caught us of recent.
Yes.
It's a new technology that has come on market, and very many people are embracing it. Of course, there are disadvantages. And fintech companies are using artificial intelligence, though there are fears.
Are fintech services solutions to?
Currently, and there are those, it must be well thought about. They things deeper, so that, yes.
Well, now, but most especially in how?
Yeah.
But
just lining up, so oil banking, they have tried to respond to
TMs, yes.
So it's real.
That brings me to another discussion. There must viable tools for fintech involved
and
conspiracies.
Just like I told those guys that can still affecting blockchain, and I think the systems of developing countries sabotaging the appreciation. I myself, I think.
But do you think in case we...
Definitely, definitely, they do. If I'm to use wire money here, cryptocurrency, it is done in a minute, just like the way you see you go to your mobile money and you send
make a transaction. And, okay. And public. Yeah. To know it. Now, in your view, how can governments encourage?
One is that much as we may have the difference that fintech companies to appreciate the possible in terms of keeps changing daily. That means there is so that they can keep. I think that the government should do.
Because part of the key discussions that we're, how has the government has now come to work with you into this process?
To be sincere, the fact that I'm dealing in fintech, and from the start, as I told you, how much it can be, I've not seen it from my provide necessary support.
In Nakawa by the Ministry of ICT. To me, it's actually adapting the technology services. Now, that is going to bring me now to about cross-border. Okay, if government cross-border partnerships, you have caution of these partnerships.
The 10 things that we shall need to borrow is keen on and the gap every day. Knowing how it is entirely cashless technology that we are the ships here and there and learning new things who has done it before and who can that and they are basing on to advance here in
this interview. You mentioned something about you are still on the surface. So what is the fintech that you have for this country?
Just like when you look